Welcome back in our program, Islam in the Contemporary World. My dear viewers, we are discussing about work culture, and naturally our contributors, they have pointed out so many important points. So keeping this point in mind, we are going to discuss more about work culture with Professor Kaleem Raza.
Since I'm a teacher, basically I'm a teacher, and
you teach English.
And I teach English, linguistics and other things.
Yeah.
But what I want to emphasize is that as a teacher we have a responsibility. Teaching is our work, and each class, whatever class we teach, is a new culture, it's a new society. So if I teach in the Department of English, let's say BS first year, my way of behavior is different from that of MS English, because it's 5 years they're 5 years senior.
They're involved in research work and PhD work,
and they are mature and they have studied a lot. My behavior is different. I don't explain a lot of things there. I explain a lot of things in BS first year. By the same token, if I go to teach the same subject somewhere else, for example, if I teach the same English language to students of statistics or economics or botany or public administration,
even political science,
my style has to be different, because I have to look at my students whether they will be able to understand English or not. So it doesn't mean that I speak to them in Urdu, but my speed may be slow. I may choose simple words. So this is because I believe in communication. In order to communicate, I have to look at the people I'm communicating with. This is something that we have to relate to everywhere. When we work in an office for an organization, we have to see what are the aims and objectives of that organization, what do they want to achieve, and how can I contribute to towards achieving that goal. So this is also something which is, I consider, Islamic, because there is sincerity, honesty and other virtues. Organizations are not outside the society, so whatever are the norms and cultures of society, we have to carry them to the organization, and there should be no discrepancy. And if you follow that, then work situation or work relations will be established, and they will be maintained, and because of that things will be improved.
So these are sort of suggestions. And Professor Wajdi, what do you think, shouldn't be there any professional ethics for the promotion of work culture, or you think that okay, culture is itself ethics?
Dr. Sahab, you have raised very important subject of ethics and ethical values. These are the part and parcel not of the professionals but also for the work, and we use the two terminologies, the work ethics and work ethics. You see, when we talk the work in terms of the formal way, so there are certain ethics to do the works, and which determines that what is determined by the prescribed policy and rules. But ethical values, which is with your human values, there are certain things which are not permissible, which are prohibited for people to be involved doing in such work. So work in any religion, whether in Islamic societies, non-Islamic societies, in Western world, every organizations existing in these societies, they all are maintaining their work ethics and professional ethics.
Yeah.
Because you are subject to do the work not at your pleasure. You are subject to do the work what you are directed to do under the prescription, within the remit of the policy, rules and regulation.
One has to follow administrative manual.
Yeah.
So the manual or the bylaws of organization are very much concerned to promote organizational ethics, professional ethics and promotion of work culture. Because once if somebody is giving you $1 million or 1 million rupees. So the giver would be expecting that on receiving end, those who are from the receiving end, they would be giving them 100% positive input, and they should utilize these inputs for the larger interest of organization, because today's work culture is mostly concerned with profit, no loss. They minimize loss, and for that HR, you mentioned HR, human resource management theory, and the HR is working for that, and they are going to use one individual or an individual to work for 10. So again, sometimes there is a problem without caring about health, without caring about mental states, without caring about anxiety and depression of an individual. Organization and CEO and other people, they would be looking at the benefits. So is it professional ethics?
You see, I am mentioning here now that
because Islam did not allow for this.
Which works allows to their workers to be involved in unethical behavior. In every organization, in Muslim and non-Muslim, in contemporary world, they all are maintaining these ethical standards. You see, no organization allows to their workers to be involved in sexual harassment, in bribery, in corruption, in doing the illegal acts, grafting, and all these things. So these all are the unethical values, and which is not promoted by any organization. Or there is always restriction, and there is law.
And by any organization, not only organization, by any culture, by any religion, or by any group of the people, or any person in the world.
And this is also on the basis of the ethical values that organization maintains EEO, equal employment opportunity, irrespective of the differences on the basis of race, religion, genders. This comes also because you see, if someone violates this EEO and makes any discrimination, so even they are penalized. And there are many CEO, even in the US business culture, in Japanese business culture, they were penalized for violating their ethical values.
Also in Islamic principles and Islamic administrative law, it sets so many principles that once if any worker goes against Islamic Sharia or the principles of Islamic public administration, they are penalized. They are asked for shukaz notice or sort of inquiry or committee setting against hearing or something like that. All this process has been done by Hazrat Umar Farooq radhiyallahu ta'ala anhu, Hazrat Usman Ghani, Hazrat Ali. While we look at Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq radhiyallahu ta'ala anhu, when he started with a sermon against the people who negated not to pay the essential tax, that is zakat, and they violated this rule, and they said, no, we are not going to pay this zakat to Islamic State. Then Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq radhiyallahu ta'ala anhu declared state policy that Abu Bakr Siddiq cannot admit there any lame excuse or any sort of concession or any sort of demand, because this is against Quran and Sunnah. So the person who is CEO, either he is CEO or head of the state, if it is Islamic State, then he will have to go for the supremacy of law, that is Sharia, the cosmic law. And even in the non-Muslim world, you were saying
and
about
they
that.
all respect the dignity of man, the right of man at the workplace. There should be no any discriminatory act. So Islam does so.
And really I wished to discuss more and to address the issue, but unfortunately we have limited time. Professor Dr. Abu Wajdi, I am thankful to you that you came to discuss very important topic of work culture on behalf of QTV. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Professor Kaleem Raza, thank you very much for your presence and for your time and your contribution academically you discuss for the promotion of work culture in the world in the light of Quran and Sunnah and in the light of impartial administration.
It was my pleasure
Thank you
to be here.
Thank you very much
for inviting.
Thank you. And this was a message of today's discussion, work culture in the light of Quran and Sunnah and the Western world. I'm thankful to everybody who was watching this program, and also I'm thankful to our QTV and its hard-working team to promote the message of Islam, the message of Quran in the world for the promotion of humanity without any other consideration. Thank you very much for being with us. May Allah bless all of you. Never forget to watch our Islam in the Contemporary World next week. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Allah Hafiz.